And a dreary day across portions of eastern Kentucky as we had temperatures in the low to mid 60s. Now we will warm up, but the question is when. Details in a few minutes.
Mountain News, first at 4, continues.
President Biden is visiting North and South Carolina today to take a first-hand look at the devastation from Hurricane Helene. Officials now say more than 175 people have been found dead in 6 states from Florida to Virginia, with many more missing. CBS's Christian Benavidez has the latest.
President Biden arrived in Greenville, South Carolina Wednesday afternoon for an aerial tour of the damage Hurricane Helene caused. The desperate search for survivors continues across the western Carolinas. The National Guard is delivering supplies and rescuing people high above North Carolina's remote Blue Ridge Mountains.
There's still hundreds of people that we're getting reports are stranded.
President Biden is deploying 1,000 active duty troops to support the effort. Searchers with cadaver dogs trudged through knee-deep muck in the town of Swannanoa. At least 57 people were killed in Asheville. And in Bessemer, people are doing what they can to piece their lives back together.
No water, barely got food, everything expiring in the fridge, so it's down to canned goods and food trucks.
Floodwaters wiped out these Interstate 26 bridges in Erwin, Tennessee. State officials are investigating a plastics factory in the town after employees say their bosses kept them from leaving as floodwaters rushed in. 11 people were swept away. Several people are still unaccounted for across the area.
This is a survivor-centric effort that we are making. We're hopeful, we are committed, and we're very concerned.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says the cleanup and recovery across the region will take years and multi-billions of dollars. Christian Benavidez, CBS News.
The National Weather Service says more than 40 trillion gallons of rain drenched the southeastern United States in the last week from Hurricane Helene, and just run-of-the-mill rain ahead of it. For reference, that is enough to fill the Dallas Cowboys Stadium 51,000 times, or Lake Tahoe just once, or more than 60 million Olympic-size swimming pools. Governor Beshear says Kentucky is ready to help its neighbors hit hard by Helene. The state deployed the National Guard, state troopers, and other experts to help. Governor Beshear shared a video on social media calling back to Kentucky's resilience during recent disasters here.
We have shown nearly 3 years after the tornadoes, nearly 2.5 years after the floods, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that we can stand back up and we can rebuild. But in this darkest hour that they're going through, they need to know that we care.
The governor says Kentuckians can help by donating blood and essential items. Well, police officers, firefighters, and others in London have been collecting supplies for states affected by the catastrophic flooding. The supply drive has special meaning to one city police officer. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on the relief efforts in Laurel County.
A London police officer with roots in eastern Kentucky who saw firsthand the devastation from flooding 2 years ago wanted to act, and the result is all of this you see behind me collected in just a couple of days.
Amazing people that we have in our community. When something like this happens, it really shows you how together we are.
3 different places, the police station, city hall, and fire station, are drop-off locations for everything from bottled water to bread for people in the hard-hit areas. The drive came about because of Officer Michael Blair, who is from Letcher County and was there when flooding devastated that community. He says people from other states, including Tennessee and North Carolina, helped then, and now he says he wants to see people in those communities helped out. Police say as soon as the word got out, a lot was donated.
They've had over $2,000 of monetary donations, an unmeasurable amount of goods that have been donated. A local bakery has donated, 1,000 hot dog buns, 100 loaves of bread. Perry Distributors out of Hazard has donated 40 cases of energy drinks.
All of these supplies will be headed out Thursday morning to Newport, a hospital there in East Tennessee. Newport being one of the last communities that you get to when you are heading east before numerous roads begin to close. Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
The police station was used as the primary location, but so many donations were given that they had to move them to the city's fire station.
Well, we're still seeing some dense fog across the area, especially in the upper elevations of eastern Kentucky. This is a scene right now over towards Buffalo Mountain, and the camera's working. It's just very foggy up there. If you look real close right here, and then, well, you can see it being covered up right now. You can still see a little bit of terrain being picked up on the camera. Right now, we're sitting at 63 in Hazard, 62 in Prestonsburg, 64 in Jackson. Manchester is at 68, and then 70s from Irvin down to London over towards Somerset, as well as Monticello, Jonesville, and Jacksboro. The warm spots on the map, it looks like, at 77 degrees. There's a satellite and radar right now. You can see that cloud cover still dominating portions of eastern Kentucky. It's going to clear out as we go throughout the overnight hours, and then we'll be left with mainly clear skies with temperatures going into the upper 50s and low 60s. Now, the patchy fog will pick up again as we go throughout the day on Thursday, and when you wake up Thursday morning, we'll see temperatures in the low to mid 50s. Some places, especially towards Grundy, Clintwood, as well as Irvin, would not surprise me if we had readings in the upper 40s. Now, the 80s make a return somewhere on the 7-day, and I'll tell you when in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. A Canadian man is facing charges after police find more than 30 guns during a traffic stop on I-75 in Madison County. 6 of those guns were reported stolen, and 3 of them were converted to fully automatic. 20-year-old Sean Maxwell of Ontario, Canada, was arrested and charged with receiving stolen property. The ATF and the U.S. Attorney's Office will continue the investigation. Also in Madison County, a mother is trying to make the road safer after losing her son in a crash near the Madison-Rockcastle County line. 18-year-old Jared Van Winkle was hit and killed while riding his bicycle on Mount Vernon Road in September. Folks gathered for a vigil in his honor last night. Van Winkle's mother says the road is not well lit and people usually speed. She says she will not give up until something is done to make that road safer.
Well, I'm not stopping until we get something done right here. It's very dangerous. And I'd hate for somebody to lose one of their kids due to this. Definitely, I'm not stopping.
The Madison County Sheriff's Office is investigating the crash. We do not yet know if the driver who hit and killed Van Winkle will face any type of charges. A new report from the American Cancer Society shows a significant drop in breast cancer death rates during the past 30 years, but not all women are benefiting from the advances in early detection and treatment. CBS's Stephanie Stahl has more.
It's been 7 years since Kathleen Bailey was diagnosed with breast cancer. The then 52-year-old was getting regular mammograms and had a lump that for years her doctor said was nothing to worry about. A new doctor suggested a biopsy.
And there's no breast cancer in my family, so I was actually shocked, like, what the heck? I exercise regularly, I eat right, and I got breast cancer.
Kathleen is among a group of women breast cancer is affecting disproportionately. An American Cancer Society report finds breast cancer incidence is rising by 1% annually, with the steepest increase for Asian American, Pacific Islander women of all ages.
Really quite significant difference. So this is something that is causing us concern.
The report also shows that rates in AAPI women under 50 have been increasing and are now higher than Black, Hispanic, American Indian, and Alaska Native women.
The kinds of studies that you conduct in order to identify cancer risk are called cohort studies, following healthy individuals over their lifetime and truly tracking everything: their health history, their eating habits, their exercise habits, their family history. Our cohort is studying 306,000 women of all populations across the United States.
I was part of a focus group here in Hawaii for specifically Hawaiian and Filipino women.
Kathleen's cancer had not spread when it was finally detected. She had surgery and radiation.
I'm in remission. I finished the hormone therapy, the 5 years of hormone therapy, and have been doing my regular mammograms.
She also tries to reduce her stress and encourages other women to get routine checkups. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News.
The report also shows that black women are still more likely to die from breast cancer, and white women still have some of the overall highest rates of breast cancer. The Pike County Health Department is working with area businesses and organizations to paint Pikeville pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The department is hosting a run for Breast Cancer Awareness Saturday and inviting storefronts in downtown Pikeville to decorate their space. Public Health Director Tammy Riley says the mission comes as a way to increase early detection, hoping to save lives.
Even in Pike County, we're seeing a decrease in women who are losing their battle to breast cancer. But unfortunately, what remains is the diagnosis. So we are seeing more younger women diagnosed with breast cancer, and the stat of 1 out of 8 women will receive a breast cancer diagnosis at some point in their lifetime holds true, unfortunately.
Riley says mammograms are recommended every 2 years for women as young as 40, and monthly self-examinations should be routine for all women. Coming up on First at 4, some encouraging